70. Woo! We are playing a live tabletop role-playing game, and we are in hour 70 of a 100-hour adventure. So, obviously, those of you that don't know what's going on, I apologise in advance. We will try and explain what's happening as we go through the story, and I'll try and give you a précis at the top. But if at any point during the show you are going, I'm not sure what's going on, please feel free to shout out from the audience saying, what's going on? I'm confused. Who are you? That's all fine. We have a relaxed attitude to sound and movement in the audience for the benefit of anyone who would have difficulty being still or silent for the hour. And that includes you guys if you're confused. So please feel free to throw in. In fact, let's test you all with a sort of panto ooh. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Excellent. I do like a panto audience. Thank you very much.
We don't need to do anything. We just have them.
Yeah. That's fine. We'll just sit here and have them make noises and we'll sort of react nicely. That's what.
Do we get advantage on initiative if they can scream, he's behind you, quickly?
You know what? I'm game. Yeah. Let's see what happens. If the audience gives you bonuses, I will assign them at the time, as is my want. Yes. I'm in charge, motherfucker. So, hello, my name is Chris. I'm your DM for the next hour. The lighting will stay exactly like this. There will be some background music, ominous, awful, undercurrent. But there will be no sudden loud noises apart from our voices through the microphones. If you need to take a break for any reason, at any point, you can pop through either of those two doors you came in. There is a foyer space out there with Sweet staff members wearing red and black t-shirts with Sweet going across the front. They will assist you with anything that you need. They will also need to help you get back in as the doors are on a key fob system. Otherwise, people could just wander in and out willy-nilly. But yes, do feel free to pop out if you need to. There's no problem at all. If you need assistance in the room, our stage manager Nemo is there. That's Nemo. Give them a wave. Excellent. Thank you very much. They'll be able to assist you with anything you need. Give them a wave, catch their eye, and they will happily head over and help you with anything you need. I'm afraid we don't have a sign language interpreter this hour, but you should be here at 10:30 if you want to see that, frankly. Lovely. So what's happening? We are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Is everyone here kind of aware of what that means? Yeah? Nods from the room? Excellent, good. For the uninitiated, do allow me to explain. The 4 people to my left and right are playing characters in a shared fantasy universe, and I play the shared fantasy universe. So everything they encounter or deal with, I will be and embody as best I can. So far, I've been Weird Whispers in the Dark this morning, and that was fun, so there will be more of that if you walk into the right rooms, frankly. Lost my train of thought, I'm so sorry. No, it's gone. Genuinely gone. Can't remember where I was. Checking my script. There we go. They are all playing characters in this universe. They have character sheets in front of them. On that sheet are numbers and maths. They will be rolling 20-sided dice like this one. A 1 is a terrible result. A 20 is a brilliant result. Feel free to boo or cheer appropriately. Or as you see fit, if you like the character or not, that's your choice too. That means that they will be able to use their abilities to hopefully conquer everything that I'm working on. Why don't we go around the table and introduce them? So, starting on my right, could you please give me your name and your pronouns, your character's name and their pronouns, and describe a bit what they look like to give people a chance to visualise them.
Hi, my name is Oz. I'm a he, and I am playing Shelby. He's an old fellow. He's a turtle bard, and that means that he's like a turtle person. He has a big shell and a guitar. And he also tells fortunes on occasion. And right now, he's very concerned about the environs he's in.
So like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like aging uncle.
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Grandpa Ninja.
Grandpa Ninja Turtle.
Without the ninja.
Without the ninja, just an aging turtle. Lovely. Please.
My name's Blake. I'm a he, him. And I'll be playing Jenkins, the Dwarven Barbarian, who is a man of the land. He's a totem of the bear, so he's thick-skinned, hairy, great big bushy beard, and carries a lot more weapons than I've ever seen a character sheet that I've played before. So this could be interesting.
That is intentional.
Good. Is that he, him as well?
That's he, him as well.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Bex. I use she, her pronouns. My character's name is Fatchy Moon. They are an Orc Ranger and they use they, them pronouns. Fatchy has been working with the rebellion for quite some time now.
Yep.
Particularly involved in a lot of stuff to do with the mysterious ore of doom, and due to some timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly nonsense, they aged from about 30-odd years old to about 65. So they are dealing with the consequences of suddenly being a lot older and a lot more tusky.
Excellent.
So my name is Chloe, I am she, her. My character's name is Bala. She is an elf. She is also a very upstanding citizen of the Empire. And everyone knows that elves are kind of a bit mysterious, they're kind of magical. You would definitely not expect one of them to stab you in the back or try and steal your money.
I'm writing rogue on my sheet.
And also a little bit of a linguist, common, elvish, and also the language of thieves' cant. So
excellent.
Hopefully busting some of that out today.
And what pronouns does Bali use?
She, her.
Thank
as well.
you very much.
Is thieves' cant, is that like Cockney rhyming slang or?
I'm going to say yes.
I can write you a list. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
It's rhyming slang. How Cockney I can.
Peckham your entire life, you should be able to bring something out of mind.
Peckham rhyming slang. Make it work.
Excellent.
Lovely. Cool. If I can have the music back, Nemo, I'll catch everyone up. Wow, it's back. There we go. So, we are in an awful Eldritch dungeon. This Eldritch dungeon is underneath a ziggurat. This ziggurat is on an island, and this island is the last remaining bastion of a cult of an ancient evil elder god, which a rebellion has managed to push back to this very point. The elder god, long gone, the cult trying desperately to fend off the attacks of the rebellion as they try and free their lands. This is the last bastion in their world, the last place they need to clear. And they are trying to find a way up into this very heavily fortified ziggurat through the dungeons and catacombs beneath, which is where we find Shelby. Shelby, do you want to talk about where you were up to at this point?
So we had just gone through a series of sort of cube-shaped rooms.
Yes.
The first one we entered was skulls everywhere. There was nothing in it. It was very mildly lit through various growths in the wall.
Yes.
That gave a dim light. We tried looking through the doors, which are on the north, south, east, west, and up and down.
Correct.
And there was horrible slurping noises. There were horrible moaning noises. There was some silence. Very sexy all round, really.
Yeah.
The doors... Not the right kind of sexy, no. The doors are all, just to be clear, archways, so relatively easy to move through. There are no handles or anything like that. But what you find when you look into one of these archways is that they are dark very, very quickly. It appears that light doesn't come through them.
We looked through the north one, and there was some creature that pounced on a skull that was thrown in, and we were just like, nope, leave it alone. Then we went upwards, because we had to get to the top of this ziggurat, so we figured upwards. And up there was a room covered in red, bloody vines all over the walls, floors, ceiling, etc. They slowly moved to grow over things, and when we cut away at them, they would move to grow back. As the cuttings were absorbed back into the vines. It's a lovely place.
It's a lovely place.
It's really... I'm slightly covered in blood splatter.
You are.
And what happened... So we just kind of culminated in the middle of the room. We were sort of deciding to go north,
yes,
as we tried up, and up was a horrible dark room filled with creepy whispers that...
It's pitch black. Even magical light spells did nothing.
So not up.
One of your party who was here in the last hour is no longer here, and I'm not going to kill off screen, that'd be rude. Was affected by this room in a way that drove him slightly mad and afeared of the dark, and the cleric who was also with you suggests that he takes this large Furbolg paladin. Furbolgs are sort of a cow people, very large, very tall, very cow-like, yeah. Suggests that he takes him back to the front of this and maybe allow other people in to try and assist with this. So those three leave. You three rejoin this moment with Shelby in this room covered in twisting, dark, fleshy humanoid vines that when cut bleed awfully and seem to absorb the blood back into themselves to regrow. They cover every single entrance and exit. Their entrances to the north, south, east, west. You came up into this room and there's an up down as well.
So this is the second room that we've been in.
Yeah,
so we went into the first one.
Yep, this is the second room out of lots that you've been in.
Right, great.
We went up and
Okay.
we're in the vine room.
So what was the first room? Just like
Skull room.
Skull room. So we went from skull room
To blood vine room.
to vine room. Great, loving it so far.
Mm-hmm.
There is a mark in the wall in the skull room in case we need to...
There's also a skull in the
Right.
centre of the floor in the skull room.
Yeah.
Yes.
But who knows if there are more skull rooms?
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows indeed?
And up from here is the dark room. There is also, and there is still every way we could possibly go from here.
Correct. You were thinking of... Sorry.
So you went into the Whisper Dark Room and then you came back to this blood
Yeah, we
room?
stepped in and went, nope.
Okay.
Stepped
right.
in, the paladin was driven slightly mad, and that's why he has now been taken back to being dealt with by the more experienced healers of the rebellion back in the base camp, making their way through a war-torn... Let's face it, 3 new players, it happened.
Yeah, with that.
Mm.
I'm invested in everything.
It's good that we've got new people here, but I'm slightly worried that people are going mad and that various things are happening. Perhaps we should just press on and get new people. Aside from darkness and horrible whispers up there, do you have any opinions on north, south, east, and west?
Is there anywhere that seems like it might have any treasure, goods, valuable items?
I think the
Any
best room we've had so far is the silent room because there might be nothing there.
Here, these vines don't look good.
No.
Would I be able?
Should deal with them first, should we?
Well, I don't know how you want to deal with them. They're
When
constantly...
these vines are cut, have you got a dagger or something?
No, I'm
small?
poking them with my hand axe.
Poking with your hand axe. As you poke them, they do bleed when cut. But what you do find is the blood seems to pour out of them a little. It looks humanoid. And as it pours out of them, it is slowly reabsorbed by the vines and they are regrown. So if you do cut yourself a hole through, if you cut yourself a way out of this room, that will very quickly heal up in about a minute.
Can I just clarify, what does humanoid blood look like?
Red.
As opposed to other...
Red blood.
Okay. Right.
It's not green, it's not purple, it's red.
Okay.
It looks like your blood. My blood! But no.
Yeah. So, do you have an opinion? I mean, we don't actually know what's behind any of these doors around us.
Hold on, give me 1 minute to cast primeval awareness and see if I can get any sense of if there's a lot of stuff around.
Please read me the rules of primeval awareness so
You
I can
can
try and
use your
work this out.
action to focus your awareness on the region around you. For 1 minute, you can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of you, or up to 6 miles if I'm in my favourite terrain, which I don't think is creepy dungeon.
No, it's not. 1 mile is about the size of this dungeon, so that's fine.
Celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
No!
The feature... no, okay.
That's a great
There
sign.
is nothing there. We should be fine.
There's nothing...
Definitely no dragons.
Okay, so should we just go north? I mean, the ziggurat is kind of up and north, so...
Then north, yeah.
Yeah, let's go for north.
Press on for the ziggurat.
You cut your way through these vines, blood now spattering all of your shoes probably, as you manage to slice your way through. And in front of you is a dark archway that you can now traverse north. Light does not pass through said archway, so you'll have to... Who goes first?
Shelby will be like, it's fine, it doesn't hurt at all. Look, and I step through, and then I go, ow! No, I was only joking, it's fine.
As you step through, please make a perception check.
11.
11. You step through into a 30-foot by 30-foot cube room, like every other room you've been in so far. As you step into this room, you are stepping into another room that is lit. It is not well lit, make that very clear.
Is it well lit, bruv?
No, it's not well lit, bro. On the wall...
Is it totes dank?
It is toast dank in there. There is still this slightly wet, sickly quality to the almost jade-like walls with what all look like growths that boil out of the side with faint green light emanating from them. This room, again, has doors to the north, the south one you just came through, east, west, up and down. In the centre of this room is a shrine.
Here, look, a shrine.
You haven't stepped through yet.
Oh.
There's a shrine!
Here! Oh, I love shrines.
Would you like to step through and join Shelby?
Yeah,
Think
yeah,
all that's
yeah,
easy.
yeah,
You all step through and join Shelby. Fine.
Right.
God damn
Can
it.
I check? Can we actually hear Shelby?
Yes, you can. You
But
can
we
hear.
can't see
Correct.
them. Great.
You have all now stepped through into the shrine room.
Here, look, a shrine.
The shrine is... you rolled a perception check, Shelby, so I will continue for your benefit. The shrine is split in half. One half of it is lit green and one yellow. The green side has sea and storm imagery, the yellow side sun, moon and stars. You've seen symbolism like this before on some of the cult's pendants. You recognize that this is some of the cult's symbology. The two shrines appear to grow from the same stone lump in the ground and then split out, almost like a Y shape, and both of them sit with these strange yellowy green pulsing energy around them. The rest of the room looks much like the catacomb style structure you've seen already, but no skulls in this room.
Oh, it's like a wishbone. If we pull on both sides of the shrine, whoever gets the biggest bit gets the horrible curse.
That sounds like possibly the worst thing we could do.
Do you want to do it? No.
Looking at this shrine, you do feel like It might be of assistance to you, but you don't know.
Can I do a bit of having got 2 times evil amulet on my item sheet?
Yes.
Can I do a bit more of an investigation?
You may
see
absolutely.
If I understand
You may absolutely.
anything about it. Does anyone want to help me with that? Maybe.
Not bad investigation.
Good.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I got 21.
21.
I got a natural 1.
Fetchy, you pull the 2 pendants out of your pocket. You look at them. Look at the shrine. Look at the pendants. Look at the shrine. Look at the pendants. Look at the shrine. Look at the shrine. Look at the pendants. As you do, you lean over her shoulder, lean over their shoulder, have a look at them, and make your own conclusions. What you can draw from this, moment, is that these are definitely pendants that seem to have a similar sort of energy to them as this shrine ahead of you. As Thatchy would know, and will happily explain, these pendants do have strange magical properties. You can assume the shrine does as well. They're not always negative. Not always negative.
What's the ratio of negative to...
About half and half.
Okay.
Well, there are 2 halves to this shrine. Which one's... What is Sea and Storm and...
Sun, Moon and Stars.
You think what I'm thinking?
Probably not. What are you thinking?
Do the pendants fit into this shrine anywhere? Can we...
No, there are no slots or spaces to fit the pendants into the shrine, but you can see how, as you move the pendants closer to the shrine, they do glow a bit more.
So what if we try the wishbone game with pendants on?
Oh. I mean, we could just move on, but
I like that. Yes, I like that plan. I think we should move on.
Yeah, or no. I mean, if you would like to try the wishbone game.
I'm very good at the wishbone game.
Oh, I see.
I win 9 times out
Would
of
you
10.
like to try the other half of this wishbone game?
Why have I been volunteered?
Because you're not me.
I mean, I think that kind of logic dictates that no.
I mean, these amulets aren't actually directly part of this shrine. We didn't get them specially. They're from cultists we mortally affected.
I'm gonna poke the shrine with my hand axe.
Well, how about we do
Your
move on,
hand
but I'll
axe.
just take one of the amulets.
While you're having this lovely conversation
No.
that makes perfect sense,
Good try.
she puts the hand amulets away, saying, "No, these are mine." Your dwarven barbarian friend just reaches out and just, tink,
Yeah.
tink, tink. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no! That's the other reason I'm not giving you the amulet.
This works. One more.
So 17 plus.
Maths.
Bad
One.
things
18.
happen with the amulet.
18.
18.
As you
Okay,
tap
nice.
the shrine, an effect washes over you. You are suddenly feeling like something, almost like a mist appears to roll off the shrine
Jenkins!
and roll over Jenkins, almost like it's breathing, like mist is breathing in and covering him. Jenkins, do you have any long-term illnesses or effects on you?
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's a dwarf.
He's a dwarf.
That usually
Lifetime
lasts a
effect.
while.
Resilience.
Yeah, okay.
Feeling pretty-
If you had
Oh dear.
any major magical effects on you, or any major physical ailment on you, you would have been cured by this.
Oh.
It feels good.
It feels.
I feel good.
If you realise that you get a strange sense that the cult and their gods are mercurial, and that for now you've been granted a blessing or favour. It doesn't last, and you can't use it for anything. But now you know.
I feel good.
You
I
feel
think
good?
this- yeah.
Oh, it's a creepy font of healing.
I wouldn't do it again.
Oh.
I get a strange sense I'm a lucky man.
50-50.
So,
Should we pick another?
yes, up or forward or sideways.
I think we're believing it up.
If
right
we
now,
just
aren't
keep
we?
going up,
Okay.
we know that we've always gone up.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's orc logic. That is literally orc logic.
Solid
I'm
orc
like,
logic.
we need to go up, so up, obviously.
You'd like to go up.
Yes,
In
please.
that, sorry, I was called Matt Freshman. You'd like to go up. Splendid. Who's going up first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Actually,
Yes.
you walk up the stairs and pop your head through the plinth above you. Through the door, through the archway above you, and pull yourself into the room. The room is pitch black, and you hear the faint sounds of whispering.
Here, what can you see?
That's me sliding back down out of that room.
Make a survival check to find your way in the darkness.
How well is my dark vision working?
You're not in that room, only
If-
Thatchies. If you did, it wouldn't.
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
You managed to piece your way back down through the archway you just came through.
Nope.
As you pass through, you hear faint whispers. Are you listening out for the whispers? Do you want to hear what they say?
Yes, I always do.
I need you to make a
Yes,
whisper
I
saving
know.
throw.
I'm already rolling.
Oh!
That was a natural one. Critical failure.
Dear. That's not what you want at all.
I really like this panto crowd today. It's really fun.
9.
Gonna put that dice away. That's 2 nat 1s in 10 minutes.
You take 16 points of psychic damage, and you need to roll me a D100, please.
Crikey. Oh, crumbs. 99. Yeah. I feel like there are numbers between 1 and the maximum number, but maybe I'll find them later.
Other numbers are available.
Yeah.
Numbers are available.
Oh my god, I just rolled all of the dice and I got another natural one. This is not. It's gonna be a
Dice
fun
love you
hour.
today.
Yeah, I know. What did I do to deserve this?
Thatchy,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh god.
you are convinced that your friends have been replaced by illusions that are planning to kill you. You mustn't let them know, but you do not trust them.
What you see?
Forever.
What did you see?
That's a really bad one.
Look at that, she
Of
welcome
course.
back.
Here, Thatchy, what did you see?
Whispers, and I'm just gonna walk into a different room.
Which one?
Whispers.
Forward.
Oh, it's the dark room. Oh, it must be a really big room because it was back there as well.
So you popped your head in, you're now going forward, north.
Yeah.
North.
Just like-
No, Thatchy, why are we not going in the other room? No, that.
Why do we walk as a gang?
She's
We've got a gang of friends.
Right,
She's
you
gone.
walked straight ahead.
They're gone.
This is my fault. You walk straight ahead and pass through the archway, go to the north of this room. Again, Patchy just passes straight through. You know they can still hear you because you've seen this effect happen, but you cannot see them. Thatchy, make an investigation check.
I don't have high hopes. That's a 3. Honestly, guys, this is bad. 7 total. I'm in a room.
You step into a room. For a second, it looks like a perfectly normal room. There's nothing in it. There's the stairway, as you've seen before, and there's the doors to the north, south, east, west, as normal. But as you step forward, the floor's an illusion, and you start to fall.
Thatchy is having a great day.
Thatchy, as you
Oh
fall,
no, she isn't.
as you fall,
Yeah.
you realise you are falling. As you fall down, you are now falling through a very similar room. And again, through a very similar room. And again, through a very similar room. And you continue to fall and are picking up terminal velocity and are now
Do
falling
you cry?
permanently.
I'm probably yelling.
Yelling.
Run to
Yeah, so I run through the door.
Splendid. Make an investigation check.
16 plus 17.
17.
Follow.
Shelby, you run through the door. Go. Thatchy appears to be falling from the ceiling through the floor. That's you fall as well, and you are also falling permanently.
Okay.
The Dwarven Barbarian runs through. Make an investigation check.
19 plus 1.
20. Oh, thank Christ! You run in, see what's going on, and suddenly, a part of you don't know what, the intelligence you never thought you had, makes you go, "Whoop, no, 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 no," and you realise you're standing on a lip, that there's an illusion ahead of you. Your foot sort of creeps through and goes, "This floor isn't real," as you see your two friends falling through the room, repeating.
I'm going to put both my arms up here. Here. What's going on in here?
What's going on in there?
I just asked that question.
Stop them screaming.
Well,
Guys, you are falling, but you can still try and communicate.
Yeah, I want to get
What
my...
the?
I think I can get
Slow
out.
yourselves down.
I have a very important rules question.
Yes.
If I teleport, do I maintain velocity?
Yes.
I am going to roll a dice to make that decision for me because I like both. No, I'm not rolling Muriel. That red dice is called Muriel and hates me. Right, good. I think you maintain velocity.
Okay, in that case, what I would like to do is I have Dimension Door. And
You do.
how I've described it thus far is I bring my hands together and pull them apart, forming like strands between them.
Yes.
And then I create a rope.
Yes.
That creates a circle that I fall through. So I would like to teleport from one.
Do you remember
position-
what happened last time we tried to mention door in this Eldritch dungeon?
No,
Oz!
just do it.
No, okay, so theoretically, what I would like to do is just teleport right next to it, basically. And what I'd like to do is fall down
Yes.
and come up from the other one.
Now you're thinking with portals.
Exactly.
Hey!
And I would like to. In fact, what I would like to do is just put the other one right next to the door to the north and shoot through the door.
I feel like then you could call yourself a ninja turtle.
I could.
Hey! Very good.
Only if I land properly, and I
Yeah.
don't think I will.
Right.
Otherwise we'll call
I-
it
Once you
Splinter.
finish with his stupid idea, I also have a stupid idea.
Here, Barlow, you got any rope?
And as soon as it happens,
Hang
I'm
on,
going in the
hang
shadow.
on. You've got your shell defensing as you do this.
Basically, when I know I'm going to fall through the thing, I'm going to shell it.
Turtles can pull themselves into their shell to gain special abilities, which we will cover in a second. You say that first, because I need a minute to work out what's going to happen, because time travel happens with teleportation in this Eldritch dungeon, as we previously established. Go ahead.
I don't think I do have any rope. I've got a dagger, got a short sword, got a short bow.
I didn't ask for a list.
Can I say my really stupid idea?
Yes, please do.
I'd like to shoot myself with an arrow using ensnaring strike to try and trap myself against the wall so I stop falling, as a bonus action.
Physics.
That is a fascinating idea, and I like it.
Great.
How do you shoot yourself with an arrow? I know how
with
those work.
great difficulty. I'm quite strong and tall. It's probably not a very solid shot, but I'm allowing myself to be shot. So it's just
Are you
reverse.
falling and sort of leaning back and trying to shoot yourself in the calf?
Yeah, just straight in the chest. I don't care.
You can't shoot yourself!
I don't
Is
trust
anyone a healer?
any-
Is
Oh, I
anyone a
see.
healer?
You're using the
These
effect.
people can't help me. They're an illusion.
Oh, I see. So you're shooting another
Just
version
shooting
of
us.
Yeah.
There's no versions. It's the same thing.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
But
you're
I
shooting
can't-
it.
Shooting
you
where
can't-
the
literally
falling
shooting it
monkey
at
will be.
myself.
You won't be able to
Just try
see
and-
yourself because you're shooting into darkness up in the.
No. I'm literally the bow is turned backwards. I'm
Oh,
shooting
no,
directly
that's not
at the
what
heart.
we're doing.
Yeah, a little.
I mean, I could shoot you, as described. I've got a short bow.
I don't think that's a wise idea.
Also, let's
You're
not
aiming for
play
your own
into the
heart.
meta level
Yeah,
understanding that
look.
she doesn't
Right.
like this.
Or maybe a
Okay.
leg or something. I don't know. Something easier. If I
Right.
put my leg up and try and shoot my knee.
How
so
wide
it
are these
snare me
rooms?
against the wall.
These rooms are about 30 foot wide, with the stairway as well. With what Thatcher is planning on doing, they would be able to shoot themselves with an arrow and try and adhere themselves to one of the walls. I will allow that. That is perfectly fair to me.
Cool.
Can you roll an attack roll against your own armor class, please?
Yes.
I can't believe I'm asking you to do this. Yes.
Oh, 10. I don't hit myself.
It's falling. Twing! An arrow comes shooting out. Can you make a random d20 roll, please?
Thatcher, what are you doing? Oh my god.
19. Why was that? Where was that?
Jenkins, what is your armor class?
My armor class is 14.
You have to declare ensnaring strike before you shoot the arrow. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I know that is wrong. I don't have to declare it till afterwards.
Says who?
Well, it's a bonus action.
Which means you have to do it beforehand.
Oh. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, you're right. I've also wasted a spell.
Can you please roll the damage on your arrow, and I'm going to check what happens on ensnaring strike.
Yep. I have it here if you want me to read
I've got
as well. Okay. And it also does, I'm really sorry. Oh no, at the start of your next turn you're also going to
No,
take
no, I've
another.
got it, I've got
Okay,
it.
cool. That is 8 points of damage.
You take 8 points of damage, make a strength saving throw.
At least you're the barbarian.
Sure,
Maybe there's a chance.
This might be a point to enter your rage. It's up to you.
What are you doing?
That takes an action on your turn, I'm afraid. So, make a strength saving throw. Just a flat d20 roll, add your strength saving throw.
23.
23. You are not ensnared by these vines, you just shrug them off. Doesn't take the extra d6
Cool, that's
damage. You are freed from this effect for now. You shrug it off, and Thatcher just shot you with an arrow for no good reason.
Yeah.
Ah!
Ah!
She shot you with an arrow backwards. That's at least impressive.
Yeah.
At which point,
I'm trying to
Shelby,
work out if I'm more-
as you fall, you cast your spell. I need you to roll me a d20, just a flat roll.
5.
I'm about to get hit by a tortoise, aren't I? This is like Super Mario gone super wrong.
He's behind you.
Watch out for the blue shell.
You create your dimension door,
Yeah.
and exactly as you described, you'd like to fall through it and create it next to the north doorway to shoot out of it. And as you fall through it, you pull into your shell on the proviso that you will form into your shell and then shoot out of said dimension door. You fall into the dimension door. A new one does not appear. Shelby is gone.
He's not behind you.
For now!
Okay, I'm still falling. That did not work.
You're still falling.
Yep.
You were hit by an arrow. You're still trying to explain.
Sword in the next room, I think.
You're describing what you have on you to the barbarian in the room
Yeah,
behind.
still got my stuff. Okay.
I have some parchment. Does anyone need a torch?
As you're falling.
Why are you offering help? These people hate you.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not.
Jenkins, how do I get into
How far can I jump? How far?
Can you jump?
What's my
Right.
jumping?
If you can give yourself a 10-foot run up, which you can by going back through, you can jump a number of feet up to your strength score. What is your strength score?
20.
You can jump 20 feet.
Can I increase that by raging?
Interesting.
It gives me an advantage, but it doesn't seem it gives me any. It gives me a bonus to damage. But it doesn't say anything about increasing my strength score. So.
What I will say, if I will allow you to do, is I won't allow you to increase the distance because that's the whole point of this room. But I will allow you to have a better chance of grabbing onto the wall.
So did you actually come into this room?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get his attention.
Because I don't need to increase the distance, do I? Because technically I have an infinite amount of distance to fall from there to the door on the other side.
Correct.
So,
The question is, how many rounds does it take you to do so,
Absolutely.
and how fast are you
Yep.
falling?
Right.
If you're raging, you'll get advantage on athletics checks,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
what you'll need to grab.
I've had bloody enough of this room. It's taken the bloody turtle. It's bloody been shot with an arrow. Oh, he's murdering. Right, I run back past the elf.
Can I just stop you there?
Do it.
Just-
No!
Wait.
No!
Can I just?
Run a loop around the elf. Sprint back into the room.
You can try and stop him if you like.
I think maybe as he's running, I'm just going to try and trip him up.
I've started my rage at this point, so.
Okay, I need you to make. We're going to count this as contested grapple. It's so much easier. Can you roll me an athletics check?
Yes. I'm not that athletic.
No, you won't be.
No.
No.
Oh,
it's a nat one.
Isn't that one -1, so it's a 0.
Done well.
That's a 2.
A 2. You roll with advantage, you're raging.
Yes! That's a 4.
You have a modifier, add it on!
What were you using?
Athletics.
You've already won, it's fine.
Plus 8. Yeah, some. More than you.
12.
Yes.
As the dwarf gets ready to do a running charge, you're just there going, I don't think this is a good idea. Reach out to trip him, and you see the foot go, "Row!" Jump over it, and barrel into the room, and leap out. Are you trying to grab Thatchy on the
I'm
way?
trying to grab
I would
Thatcher
like
on the
to
way.
try and get the fuck away from this illusion trying to kill me.
Can you make a contested grapple? Athletics, you get an advantage
I
on this.
really do not want to do this, but that's...
Advantage! Burn that dice.
Yeah, no,
Is it strength, yeah?
9 plus 8.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics.
17.
17.
That's how maths works.
10. As you leap through the air, you barrel into Thatchy, grabbing hold of them. Thatchy doesn't want any grabs.
You ridiculous bloody orc!
Get off me!
You fall through the
I'm
air.
saving your life!
You're falling.
Kill me!
What's going on in there?
You're falling through the air and fall into the hole, but you are falling at an angle and are going to basically nearly land on the lip and the doorway that leads into the room north of this.
Right.
So, as you fall, you are falling towards this lip. Thatchy, do you want to assist him or hinder him in this action? In character, Thatchy.
Well, I don't want to be falling, but I don't trust this
You'll
guy.
kill us both!
You can roll a d20 and decide in that way. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You could.
Hang on.
No.
Highs or lows?
Highs.
Yeah, I'm going to help because I don't want to be falling.
Now, you can't have triple advantage on a roll.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is give you an athletics check with advantage to see if you manage to steer this bundle of orc dwarf.
Rage
Dork.
bundle.
Rage bundle with
10.
advantage. That's 18 already.
23.
23. Roll an athletics check as well.
Athletics or
Yes, please.
acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletics. Jesus Christ. That is 11.
11. Lovely.
Double digits, guys. I'm getting there.
Yeah, woo!
As you
That's the
fall,
most patronising thing I've ever seen.
You've got the audience clapping for you rolling double digits.
Yes.
as you fall, as this whole thing seems to collapse in on itself, as you fall, both of you falling towards this doorway, you're both big, tough, resilient creatures and manage to make sure you don't take too much damage despite actually having been falling for about a minute. You manage to bundle, roll and stumble and fall through the north door. You both only take 5 points of damage. That's been about 5 rounds. At which point, a dimension door appears and BOOM! A tortoise shell comes zooming out and shoots with you over your heads into the north room. Barla, what would you like to do?
Right. Will I be able to hear them at all from there?
You hear this!
Okay.
You hear loud, clanging, shouting, scream, what the hell? Boom, 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 boom. You hear all of that.
So, how does this room work?
Are you poking your head in and looking?
Very, very.
As you poke your head in,
tentatively,
you
very
see a perfectly
tentatively.
normal room.
Are you? Is this?
Make
a
an
joke?
investigation check.
I don't like jokes like this. Okay, investigation.
Oh, please don't fall.
19.
That's a 19 on the dice.
No, 10
19
plus
in
9.
total.
19 in total. It looks like a perfectly normal.
I'm gonna need.
Oh no, I'm still angry. I'm still.
You guys are in the other room. We're gonna get to you.
Yeah.
You
So I can hear them, but I can't see them, or I can't hear them.
you can hear them through the north door of this room, and this room looks perfectly normal.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
I took a run up.
You saw him take a run up, and you rolled a 90 on your investigation,
Can I-
so it'll
can I
allow you
shoot?
a certain amount of intelligence at this point.
Yes. Can I? Just throw a dagger in like across the room as though I'm.
Please do. Yeah, sure.
Across the room.
Make an
Okay.
attack roll with your dagger.
Yeah.
It's a ranged
20
attack.
plus 7.
Okay. So that is 23.
23. You're trying to aim for the far wall.
Yeah.
You throw your dagger. Sticks into the far wall. Looks fine. Nothing happened.
Okay.
We can hear that.
I'm gonna.
Hold on. When we hear the I
No,
hear
no, no, no!
No.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
A dagger hits the wall. The three of you slowly popping your head out of your shell, and the two of you on the floor, panting aggressively,
I'm like backing away.
from them. It worked! Shelby, can you make a perception check, please?
25.
25. You are in a catacomb-style room with skulls all over the walls, and as you look around the room, you realise a skull is missing from the wall and has been knocked around the room by the three of you entering.
We're back to the skull room.
You're back to the start. You hear a drrrr in the wall to the north of you.
So this is the first time that I have any hint that this place may be. You use the phrase non-Euclidean.
I did.
I'm not entirely sure what it means, but I'm pretty sure it means fucked up.
Yeah.
It means doesn't obey normal rules of physics.
Can't put it down and drink out of it.
That's the important thing here.
It's the important
That's how
So
dwarves
none of you say
understand it.
anything when a dagger drrrr hits the wall. Not hits the wall, hits a wall behind it. You can bet. You hear a dagger hit a wall. None of you say or do anything? No?
Well,
I'm gonna angrily as possible, angry as it is possible to do this motion, stick my head back through, just my head back through the door.
What's going on?
Don't step on the floor.
What should I step on then?
What? You're always trying to step, aren't you, big people? You gotta step on something.
we're having a bit of a domestic here, guys. Like, let's
Because
get back into D&D.
you did note as you were, because you're the only one who passed the investigation check on this bloody room, that there is a lip around the edge. You can easily
I
go
know,
around
went
the
all
edge.
the way around the edge.
I think I might just try on this lip.
When your character is smarter than you.
You can describe to.
Yeah, I
Well,
described.
Yes.
When we got from. When we fell through the thing over and over,
Yes.
we're still in the same room though. We're not going through multiple layers.
Roll a basic intelligence check.
14.
You're not sure.
Okay, cool. So we could be anywhere.
You could be anywhere!
So I can edge around this lip.
You can edge around this lip and rejoin the party. And as the four of you stand in the room that you all entered the dungeon in, none the wiser about where you are, how to do this, or where to go next. That's where we end this hour of Adventurers Wanted.
Oh man.
Oh man!
Oh,
jeez.
Does anyone have any spare dice I can borrow? All of mine hate me.
You know,
this one is great.
I will just a little bit of background for you guys. There are two DMs in this game, myself and a guy called Leo, and we write the adventures together. And when he wrote this one, he said, "Do you think this will take him 4 hours?" And I laughed at him. So, thank you for joining us for this Hour Adventurers Wanted. There are 2 more hours today, and then we do 10:30 till 2:30, 4 hours a day for the rest of the festival. All 100 hours of the adventure will be done by the end of next week, so till Sunday. Please do join us again. It's only a $5 to be sat in the audience or to be playing. Both of our lovely people, Blake and Chloe here. I know, did we get to it? Good. I'm sorry, I'll continue the bit. Both of our lovely players here to my far left and far right joined us today on player tickets. They are currently sold out of the box office, but there may be returns. You can always check last minute, and I would strongly encourage you to, as I think it's fair to say it's great fun. Is that okay?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Good, thank you very much.
At a minimum.
I didn't get to trip you up. But maybe next time.
I'm sorry, he was very raging. Now, we're also on Twitter at Adventurous250, where our stage manager Nemo has been live tweeting the entire past hour. So there will be a Twitter description of that. Well done. I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure it's grand. Nemo and our other stage manager, Nay, live tweet the entire show. So you can catch up on Twitter with everything that's happened. I think we're nearing the 100 tweets a day mark, so there's going to be plenty of stuff you can catch up on for the entire festival. So do pop there. There's also memes and GIFs and other things young people like, so feel free to check those
There's millennials.
out. These millennials!
Millennials aren't young anymore.
I know, yeah, the elder millennials is
Yeah,
a thing now, apparently.
absolutely.
That's what I am. Take it.
Are we not all millennials? Or am I confused?
Well, I think we're over
I
30.
thought I was one.
I don't know. I'm over 30. I'm definitely old. So, if anyone would like to, if you think what we're doing is grand, if you like the idea of sharing D&D with a wider audience and introducing it to more people, which we feel very, very strongly about as a company, do help us do that, either by buying tickets to watch or by donating online. We have a donate button on our website. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us in an ongoing fashion. We have free play events and accessibility events, stuff like that in London. We're trying to do more of those up here in Edinburgh and in Brighton, and also more live shows like this. So if you think that's a worthy cause, please do help us continue to do so. We also stream everything that we do live at twitch.tv, which is why that webcam is up there, which means you can also catch up on all hours we've already played, bar the couple where the tech didn't work because, you know, tech. So do please check us out on there if that's of interest to you. I've spoken a lot. There are 4 players to my left and right who played a wonderful hour of D&D. Thank you so much. I'd like to give you all a chance to plug anything up here that you've seen that you'd like to share with the room, or anything you do in your home life that might be of interest to a theatre D&D crowd. Chloe, kick us off.
We saw a show that we didn't think was going to be anything yesterday. That we were just a friend suggested that we go and see, which is free. It's called The Cabinet of Madame Fanny de Tay, and I basically almost lost it laughing halfway
I've never
through.
seen you laugh that hard.
No.
Fanny de Tay.
Fanny de Tay.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
It was great, and it's our Fringe gem.
Yeah, it's like the
Oh,
Mockingbird.
amazing.
I like a Fringe gem.
That is
When,
not an outlet, it's
where?
altruistic, nothing to do with us. 10:15 at night at the Mockingbird. It's
Okay.
a bar.
Mhm.
Yeah,
True
downstairs
Fringe bar,
in
isn't
the
it?
bar.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you very much. I do like a recommendation. Bex.
I have some friends from London who are not here playing D&D. I have other friends I know called Ed and Tommy. They form a group called Jolly Boat who do pirate music and rock songs and various parody stuff. They have D&D songs, Game of Thrones songs. They've got a really, really good inclusive attitude, and they've got a really good fan base. So if you're looking for people to chill with, that's a good crowd. They have 2 shows this year. One is called Bards Against Humanity,
Nice.
which is at 5 p.m. at, I believe it's Subway, but just Facebook, everything is always on Facebook. And then they have another one which is called Why Do Nerds Suddenly Appear? And that's at 7:30 at the Liquid Rooms Annex. And get there early because they are always packed, but the shows are dynamite, and I've seen them several times and they are great, so definitely go check them
That
out.
sounds exactly why I speak.
Yeah,
That is
we'll
really
go,
cool.
we'll do it.
Hi, I'm Oz, and I'm on a journey to help people level up their skills at being a game master, such as the beautiful Chris here.
Beautiful.
I'm going to do a different one each time.
I'll take it. Beauty's not a... Don't want to say beautiful, say handsome or rugged, but beautiful, I'm taking it.
I'm doing that via a series of videos and live streams in which I help give advice and help people learn how to be a game master. I can be found on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube under the username OzMills. Thank you, Oz.
I got nothing, so be kind to each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still don't trust you.
A message of goodwill and hope in a dark and difficult world. Not just this one. Cool. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining us, and thank you for being here. Do come back, and if we don't see you again, do have a lovely Fringe and enjoy everything else this lovely festival has to offer, and don't get too wet today. Thank you very much. Bye now.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.